Hi everybody. Today we're working on some chair yoga, and I'm going to focus primarily on the neck. And if you're ready, we'll go ahead and start. Find yourself in a nice comfortable chair, with or without a back, it doesn't matter, we won't use it in this practice. At first, I just want you to sit flat on your backside, and I want you to lift up through your chest, breathing in deep, and think about a tall string pulling up from the crown of your head and upward. As you inhale deeply, feel the air fill up your chest. Watch yourself as to not arch your back. Sitting up tall doesn't mean leaning backwards. So I'm exaggerating here so that you can see. I just want upright, up and tall. If you gotta feel you engage your abs and kind of breathe in and pull them up into your ribcage, that might be a good sign of some good posture. Use those ab muscles to help you on out, so that's not just your back doing all the work. All right, looking into the neck, we're going to look straight up at the sky. Lift your chin, keep your back very long, lift carefully and slowly breathing in as you do so. If you feel any pain, stop where you are, try to reassess. Maybe you need to press your chin forward a little bit more, so you have a nice long curve through the neck and not just one big kink in the back. So I haven't even reached the full contraction point yet. That's how slow and deliberate I am moving. I'm getting pretty close now. And that's pretty close to as far as I can go. And while I'm here, I want to make sure that my shoulders stay down and away from my ears. You don't want to have them hike on up. Down and away, and relaxed. One more good breath on in as you lift your chin and nose the last little bit. On the exhale, we're going to fold slowly back the other direction. Again, maintain a good neutral back position and carefully let your head and chin droop this time. And there's a difference again between just pulling straight down and kind of kinking everything really tightly. We're just kind of letting everything kind of be long. Think about leading with your nose with this one rather than your chin. Lead with your nose down, press it down as far as you can, and then begin to tuck the chin. That'll keep all the length in your neck, and it won't have you contract in just a few tight spaces across your vertebrae. Finish going down slowly. Pull that chin down towards the chest. Breathe in deep. Relax the shoulders. With a good breath in, we'll bring everything back up slowly to neutral. Moving left and right now. Starting up in a good neutral posture as we are. I'm going to make sure my head is pulled back. And an interesting cue for that is to put the tongue to the roof of your mouth where your teeth and gum line begin. The top, and then try to tuck your chin slightly. So top of your roof of your mouth with your tongue, press, and then turn your chin down. And that gives you good alignment. That way you're not lifting up too high. Sometimes people have their head like that, or too far forward. Roof the tongue, and pull back. And that's a nice neutral position to start with. All right, from here, we're going to turn our head slowly to the left. And I mean nice and slow and smooth and deliberate. And make sure that every once in a while you assess, make sure your head is still pulled back, that you're not leaning forward with this. Pulled back, and that doesn't happen with my lower back or even my upper thoracic spine. That's just all neutral. I'm just sitting upright and tall. Nothing militaristic or anything. I finish turning carefully to my left. And if you go slowly, you're not really under any danger of whipping your head too far and hurting yourself or cracking your neck. You go very slow. Your muscles aren't ever going to pull hard and fast enough to hurt you deliberately. If you go slow, you can keep going further than you might imagine you could. And that's great, because this will be a big stretch across the right side of your neck, and it'll really contract all these muscles back here, and when we let them go, it'll feel even better. So just carefully turning. While you're here, take another deep breath in. Always checking on those shoulders, make sure they're down and relaxed. last little bit, I turn a tiny bit more, and a good breath in brings me back to center. And we'll repeat on the right side. So tongue to the roof of the mouth, head pulled back slightly, and then we turn to the right. Again, working slowly. If we work slowly, we know we won't whip ourselves into anything too uncomfortable. We have total control as we turn, and now we stretch out that left side. And it feels particularly good because we just had that left side so tight when we turned that direction. So now we turn to the right. Keep your eyes forward. You don't have to necessarily work with your eyes. Sometimes people will turn their eyes to the same direction their head is turning so far that it gives them a headache. Just look straight with your gaze. You don't have to try to look behind you entirely. Every once in a while, make sure that your back is still good. Your shoulders are down away from your ear. My right one's starting to creep up on me there. And we turn back to center. Last few. We've done up and down, we've done left and right, now we're going to tilt. So with a tilt, we always start with that neutral position, and we bring our right ear towards our right shoulder. And again, we work slowly and deliberately. We think about kind of keeping our neck long, so we're not just like here and like creaking like that. It's up and long like a giraffe. Oh. Think about getting that ear all the way to the outside of that shoulder. Bring it on down. And slowly, slowly, slowly. Keep that left shoulder down. Don't let it creep on up. That left shoulder hanging down is what gives you that stretch across the side of that neck. Feel free to then, nod slightly down or slightly up. Whatever you choose to do, move slowly and make sure it feels good to you. But ultimately, you're trying to get that right ear down towards that right shoulder. Keep pulling it down. The further you pull down and the longer you kind of think about making that curve, the more stretch you get across the side of that neck and the trapezius muscles. Keep that left shoulder down. Good breath in, and we'll center on up, nice and slow again. Finish on off, the left side. Bring that left ear to the left shoulder. Again, very slowly. Think about having good posture throughout the whole time. Bring it on down. Think about keeping the neck long. Keep the shoulders away. And we just simply turn. And it's really easy. We do these all the time throughout our day. I think sometimes we do them very rushed. So people are like, oh, and they just like yank on down, and it gives them a 3-second, 5-second stretch. But that's not quite enough to really tell those muscles to relax. And in fact, if you do it too rushedly, too quickly, you can cause those muscles to kind of like reflexively tighten right back on up. Like when you roll your ankle or something like that, you roll your ankle, you've quite literally stretched it too far to the side. You kind of can envision that as you roll it. And what do the muscles do in return? They tighten back on up. I mean, they are injured. They're stretched too far beyond their capabilities, but they seize on up, and your ankle gets really stiff while it tries to heal on up, because it doesn't want to be stretched past its limits again. Same can happen on a much smaller scale if you try to go things a little quickly. But that's it. A nice 10-minute, not even 10-minute stretch for your entire neck and shoulder area that you can do sitting down when you just have a few minutes to spare. Hope you enjoyed all that, and come to the fitness center and check us on out, and we'll get you through the holidays and into the New Year's resolution. A great time to start a new workout program. Bye, all.